Our route continues on the Shoreline Highway, California Route 1, toward the Redwood Coast. The scenery continues to amaze as the road hugs the coastline, winding in and out, up and down, with alternating views of the beautiful California countryside and the steel blue Pacific Ocean. I encourage all of you watching, come on out here and experience this part of California for yourself. Unforgettable and simply magical. Continuing north from our visit to Manchester State Park and beach, we are now at about the halfway point through Mendocino County. It's about lunchtime as we approach the quaint town of Mendocino. Mendocino is situated atop a bluff about 150 feet above the beautiful Pacific. One would be excused to think that upon entering the town that they have been suddenly transported to New England. Tiny cottages and Victorian architecture are surrounded by white picket fences and carefully tended flower gardens, nourished by the moist ocean breezes and coastal weather. Mendocino is a haven for artists, romantics, and lovers of nature. And these days, it's quite the tourist attraction, and understandably so. Mendocino is a very relaxed and walkable-looking town. We park the van a couple of blocks from the town center and take a stroll. We have perfect California North Coast weather as well. It's the 31st of May, a Tuesday. We find out that this weekend, Mendocino is going to be a happening place. The Mendocino Film Festival starts on Thursday and runs through the weekend. Apparently some 50 independent films will be featured over the 4 days of the festival. I suspect this place will be jam-packed with visitors. Mendocino has quite a film history. Movies filmed here include Frenchman's Creek, starring Joan Fontaine, East of Eden, with Julie Harris and James Dean, Strangers, starring Bette Davis, and Angela Lansbury's Murder, She Wrote, and Karate Kid 3, to name just a few. Down one of the side streets, we spot a tiny overhead sign, the Garden Bakery, with an arrow pointing invitingly to a secluded courtyard. we have a light lunch and snack, and enjoy some quiet time in a shaded herb garden. The Mendocino coastal scenery is, of course, the icing on the cake. We're surrounded by wildflower-covered bluffs overlooking that ever-present blue Pacific. Wherever you are in Mendocino, you're not far from a gorgeous view. Spend some time here, enjoy the beauty, and bask in the California sunshine.
Mendocino jams and preserves. Oh, but those are good.
Wouldn't you know it, as we were heading out of town, a small store to our left catches our eye. Mendocino Jams and Preserves. We pull over for one last time to go shopping for some locally produced deliciousness.
Cherry or raspberry jam or blackberry jam?
It's gotta be jam though, right?
Yeah.
Not jelly. From Mendocino, we travel along more beautiful Pacific coastal lands. Another 40 miles before we head inland toward the town of Leggett, where we will rejoin U.S. Highway 101. Our road map does not name this lookout point, but we stop anyway. Perhaps the map makers have run out of distinctive names to use. Nevertheless, it's another beautiful place to stop. The blue Pacific, majestic sea stacks, and a cool ocean breeze. From this view, we can see the coastal bluffs ahead, without the road hugging the side. Our right turn into the woods is just ahead. Our right turn moves us away from the Pacific and into heavily wooded coastal hills. We have a planned overnight at an RV park along U.S. Highway 101, just north of the town of Leggett, and situated amongst the redwood trees. coastal redwoods thrive from southern Oregon to the central coast here in California. The redwood groves extend not more than 50 miles or so from the coast, where the land is affected by the coastal climate. The Pacific fog and heavy moisture is essential to the survival of these trees, protecting them from the summer drought conditions typical of this area.
Redwoods.
There's lots of winter rain and moderate temperatures year-round. In some years, the conditions are such that a coastal redwood can grow 2 to 3 feet per year. There's quite a mixture of trees and shrubs in these forests as well. Besides the redwoods, we see stands of Douglas fir, the second largest tree species. Other trees include bigleaf maples, California bay laurel, tan oak, which is actually an evergreen, and several types of shrubs and ground cover, California hazel, wood rose, redwood trillium and sorrel, sword and bracket fern.
Those are ferns along the side of the road. Ferns and vines and redwood trees. We're on the 101. Those redwoods are right beside the side of the road.
Our overnight stop is at the Redwoods River Resort, just off the highway. Amongst the redwoods, our camp spot backs up against the edge of the park. This is a beautiful spot, nestled amongst towering redwood trees. We have a very enjoyable and quiet evening.
Off we go.
There are redwoods, and then there are giant redwoods. We continue the following morning north on US Highway 101, now called the Redwood Highway. We've taken this road several times before, so we know what's just ahead, but each time we are simply stunned by the grandeur of the giant redwood trees. We cross over into Humboldt County, looking anxiously for the exits onto the old two-lane Highway 101, now designated California State Highway 254. Our first glimpse of these majestic marvels are at Richardson Grove State Park.
Okay, here we go.
California is a beautiful state. Its many natural wonders are amazing. The rugged coastlines, the Sierras to the east, Death Valley and the Mojave Desert, iconic national parks such as Pinnacles, Shasta, Yosemite, and Sequoia. But don't miss the giant redwoods. The Avenue of the Giants that we are now on will take you on a fantastic tour of these stunning natural wonders. This 31-mile stretch of former Highway 101 will take you through over 51,000 acres of giant redwoods. We stop for a break, but mostly to get out and stand close to these giants, stand quietly, and crane our necks skyward. The Avenue of the Giants takes us back onto the 101, crossing over the Eel River just south of the town of Stafford.
The river's getting bigger as it gets closer to the ocean.
We'll be following the river valley and back toward the Pacific coast. We note the mileage marker. We are 696 miles from where the 101 starts in downtown Los Angeles. And we're still in California, with another 112 miles to go to the Oregon border. We encounter the typical marine layer, the heavy moisture coming off the ocean that is trapped against the coastal hills, and of course feeding the redwood forest with lots of rain. Our final stop for this leg of the trip is just north of Eureka, in the town of Trinidad. We've been to Trinidad several times before. Situated on a beautiful coastal bluff overlooking a sheltered harbor, Trinidad has become one of our most favorite places to visit.
Katie's Smokehouse and Fish Market.
The view from the south side of town is Trinidad Bay. We can see Prisoner Rock in the distance on the far right, and also further to the right, Fisherman's Wharf. It's getting late in the day as the marine layer starts to roll in. I step out and take a picture before heading over to our campsite for the evening. We're staying at the Emerald Forest RV Park just outside of town. After another relaxing night nestled amongst the trees, we spent some time exploring more of the city and visiting a well-tended garden in the center of town. Are those orchids again?
Mhm.
See the bees working?
Yeah. Okay. Video of them.
Busy as a bee. Okay, what's the next one? Which one did I go to yet?
There's
There's another one.
orchids. There's lots of bees out here.
Yeah. Trinidad is an active fishing village. We can see the commercial fishing boats down in the harbor. When you visit Trinidad, do not miss out on the fresh seafood served up at the Seascape restaurant, just steps from the pier where they offload the catch of the day. We'll park the van near the Trinidad beach and hike the Trinidad Headlands Trail. The marine layer has burned off quite a bit today, so we are given great views all along the way. We take one last long look, a gorgeous view. We'll be back here as often as we can. We're almost at the end of our California segment of the trip. To Oregon and Washington we go. We'll see you on the next episode as we explore more of these roads less traveled.